Down.com. Visit to download exclusives today.
What has happened? What are we fighting for? Now we can't go back and we can't move on. No time to pretend anymore.
All right, y'all, you know what to do. Hit that little bubble in the bottom right hand corner. Get this space tweeted out. Let's get some people in here. Tag a bunch of people as well. Drive them nuts. Just tag like 100 of them. Let's get some folks in here. Let's have a good time. Share some updates. Talk about what's important, what we're doing as a project moving forward. Y'all know how we do it. Grind, grind, grind. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty. Bada bing, bada boom. Leo, how are you doing today, fine sir? Stabba?
Hey, I had a great day. It's nice and chilly, fall weather. I'm not cold like the north, and had a good mega space show.
Nice. Yeah, how did that go earlier? I put my PFP in there, but I was not able to sit and listen at all, unfortunately, at work. So
It lasted for about 35 minutes, and we had 14 people, and 10 of us were our team.
we show up strong, man. That's the beautiful thing about our project, man. We typically show up in force. I think that's again going back to the type of community we have. We know what we're building.
Well, we got Vince, and everyone's attracted to him.
What's that?
I said we have Vince, and everyone's attracted to him.
Hmm. It's the beard, brother. It's the beard.
Fear the beard.
Absolutely.
That's why the Red Sox won the World Series. Is fear the beard.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna get my things kind of fired up here. Thank you. Great to see everybody down there. I see Eric, Kingo. All right, Surfer Dude I saw was in here earlier. Sam, thank you. Heleno. All right, how do we? Let's see. How do I do this? Asha. Wah, John Wick. All right. Mike D. What's up, Mike D?
NYPD
Still waiting for you. That I haven't seen it hit my wallet yet, bud.
2 weeks. 2 more weeks.
Is that what?
Yeah, give a shout out to Harvey, freaking Ajay. Hopefully I got that right. Give me a thumbs up. Hopefully that's close. Yeah, we got John Wick.
Hey,
Sweet.
Good. We got a
Good.
Pajay is the
in here.
reigning champion. He's our champion right now.
Perfect. Yeah, I love seeing some of these other folks come in. This is great. Yeah, like Vince is saying, guys, freaking jump out, hit the heart. Let's retweet this room. Let's try to get as much attention on us as we can here.
Absolutely. Come on. Ay, ay, ay. I hate it when things don't work the way I want them to work. All right, how's your day going, Gary?
Going well. Jumped in that earlier space with Leo. Did an amazing job. We had a pretty good turnout from Zeno. A good showing. I think we had 10, 11 faces in there. Um, Wish I could say the same for the other project, but yeah, no, good job, Leo. Went pretty smooth. Um, yeah. Other than that, Leo and I caught up on the back end of things and had some good discussions, and it's always good to do. And keep in mind, everyone that's listening in, we're always in the VC, chilling out in there. You know, we always talk about some interesting topics. Mostly me talking about mining and stuff like that, and so it's if you have any questions, jump in there. Let's talk. I mean, we could talk about other things too. We could talk about the weather, vacations, vehicles. I mean, we could talk it up. So jump in there sometime and yeah, shoot us some questions. I mean, it's always fun jumping in there and talking to folks that I've never talked to before. And I'm always interested in seeing what other folks are feeling like. Hearing everyone's motivations, uh, grumblings, whatever it may be. It's always fun to jump into VC and yeah, and just have a good conversation. So
Well, what was kind of like the sentiment? Do you think? You think the sentiment in the market is kind of shifting right now?
I think it is. If everyone's probably been seeing the radar, it's a lot of our different coins are coming up in price. Um, you know, I I know the Fed had some news today, and it looks like everything's staying the same. They're not increasing rates or making any adjustments, so we'll see what that does. But yeah, and then come down to regulations, and I think folks are going to be more interested in jumping into the crypto sphere, and yeah, it's always good to be early, right?
Um, so was that the FOMC meeting that was today? Was it today that meeting was?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, interesting. And I think when I looked at the market, it was a little red earlier today. Although it seems like ETH and Bitcoin are kind of holding their pricing levels, right?
Yeah, it looks like Doge has come up a little bit today as well, so that's good.
Okay.
Good for us.
Yeah, most of the coins were in the greens, like when I checked an hour ago. Same for the stock market, by the way. Just check my portfolio, which is up to almost 2% from yesterday. So yeah, good day in the market.
Nice. So
Solana's gone up like 15% since yesterday.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like, I, I think it's beautiful to discuss what the market is doing because I have some you know, and many people out there may even have some spot buys and things like that. Um, but we don't really have to worry about that with mining, right? We're making money 24/7, right?
That's what you got to love about it. We're making money while we're sleeping.
So that's kind of like one of the things that you're kind of at the mercy of what the market makers want to do with the market right now. If you're spot buying your Bitcoin, whatever your token is or whatever you're investing in, you're kind of at the mercy of the market, right? But how do you go about protecting yourself, right, against that market volatility? And before we kind of get into that a little bit more, I've seen Staba with his hand up. I'm surprised he's been patiently waiting this long and not just jumping right in because we know we love hearing from Staba. We love that accent, that sexiness, that bald head. So Staba, pipe right in, my man. It's all you.
No, I just wanted to say it was my first day today without a shirt on, so that's pretty clever of me. So yeah, but no, it's pretty hot here in New Zealand at the moment, and yeah, the market is hot. But yeah, I was able to do a snipe in the night. You know, set a sell rate, and then be able to buy back. So I was pretty happy with that. But as you say, with owning a Xeno and the future side of things, what is DCA to us? What's nothing, because we're earning every second of the day. So it saves all the stress waking up in the morning knowing that you haven't sniped correctly, that you haven't bought correctly, or you've lost the coin or have lost some coins. At the end of the day, we're gaining coins. So fuck man, it's a no-brainer for me.
Absolutely. Just watch the bag grow every single day. I love it. And you know what? And I don't even have to work for it. Well, I mean, I do because we're the team, but I mean, we work for it by that terms. But somebody who chooses to come and invest, they're able to just purchase the NFT, stake it, sit back, relax, let this team do the work, right? So that's the beautiful thing of it, is people can choose to put their money anywhere they want, right? We feel that Xeno is a quality investment because when you look at our numbers and the returns, where else are you going to put your money for a $300 investment and watch it continue to grow over the next 3 to 5 years and return you 50 grand, right? That wasn't a rhetorical question. That actually required an answer.
Oh, sorry, mate. I had to leave my phone behind because I had the microwave going, so I didn't want to cook you.
Oh, I'm
Leave your phone out of the microwave. That is a really good strategy. I would affirm that decision. The reason there was silence, and this is Space Traveler. Hello everyone. Good evening, and good to hear everyone's voices. And if you haven't spoken yet, please come up and have a chat. The reason that there was silence is that if you try to wrap your head around what Vince was just saying, is that for $300, you invest that today, you're really early in this project, and you're going to have a continued outflowing of coins that are coming to you every quarter. And those coins are going to continue to grow to an estimated, right, pretty conservative part that's going to have equivalency of around 50K. And so, that is pretty mind blowing. Like, I think where else can you do that outside of this industry, outside of these ways in which we can generate revenue and ultimately long-term wealth? So that's where the science comes from, because your brain cannot comprehend the opportunity that sits in front of you right now. And that's the reason why we're sitting here as investors, excited to be part of this project, and recognizing that yes, there's a lot of hard work that's going on behind the scenes, but as investors, you come in, you put your money down, $300, and you're going to be getting a lifetime of rewards. Why we say a lifetime? Because we're not planning on going anywhere. Mining will continue. We'll continue to upgrade the system, and we're not going to run out of Bitcoin in your lifetime or my lifetime, unless science changes significantly. So this is going to continue to pay out for a one-time purchase. That is pretty remarkable. I dropped my mic at that point, so everyone else was now stunned with silence.
Oh, that's right. I saved it from the microwave. But hey, I was just going to also say that what people got to realise as well is even though our bags are gaining every second of the day, and in the years to come, so we also with our PFPs and also Dogface OGs and second battalions, everything's gaining. Nothing has dropped. Nothing's up for sale. So if we hold and hodl and move forward in the 5 years, we're all going to be rich.
And like
I like the sound of that.
like Dr. Space Traveler was saying, a lot of the stuff that we do is custodial. We've been you got not me, but you guys have been doing this for 30 months now, and you set up a team and set up a project that
this is when we sing along. What's happened? We got no sound.
Oh, you guys can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you good, Leo. I think Stabber's put his phone in the microwave. I think it's happened.
So because of that, you got to something that's worth it. So it's like, asking them to spend $300 for something that's planned for 30 months, and that's accomplishing everything that we set out to do, and we're fulfilling everything, and the projections are right on, spot on. They will be. And how can you not spend $300 on something like that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it all comes down to making your money work for you. And I know in my case, uh, if you look at it now, with the mint price where it's at, your $300, you know, I think if I know personally, I make that investment, I'll sit back, I'll watch the coin price rise and fall, go bear and bull. I just know after a few months, you get some payouts behind you. You're going to be making that money back. That $300 is coming back to you. Anything anything on top of that after your future payouts, that's all gravy. That's all free money. That's all money that you made the wise decision on making. You earned it in that respect, and that's going into um, you know, like Space was saying, it's not going anywhere. That's going to be a quarterly payout for the rest of your life, in your family's life. I mean, you're passing it on, obviously. So
Well,
to me, $300 well spent.
whoa,
Let's
whoa,
go.
whoa. Let's back up a second here. I want to mine myself at home. Why would I want to invest and rely on you guys to do this for me?
Well, I'm going to throw it out there and say, well, you're putting your money in a good team. I mean, look at our executive team, Fleece and Paul and all. I mean, these guys are freaking studs. I mean, look at what they created. Look at the team behind them. They're the game plan is second to none. I mean, if you look at other projects and you look at our project here, the environment, the breakdown. We're just one big team. We make things work. We push through problems. We solve problems. We don't say, "Oh, I can't do that." No, we put our foot down and hammer forward. We get it figured out and we go from it. Look at the power rates that the executive team secured. I mean, 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour. You're not going to find that anywhere. That power rate in the United States is freaking outstanding, right? Um, you just look at the choice of saying air cooled or submersing. We're submersing. That was an executive decision because the team's forward thinking. We're going to go with the future. Yeah, it's going to cost a little bit more money up front, but guess what? We're going to overclock these machines. We're going to be making extra money per machine, so we're making our money work even more harder for us, right? Awesome choices here.
So what?
Gary,
Hey,
Vince, you got to hold off on the question because we got to change the direction here. How long, Vince, have you been mining Bitcoin for?
Let's see. Never until I came
Never.
here.
Oh, never. Okay. And so
You know,
how many hundreds of thousands of dollars have you gained in VC funding to start a business that mines Bitcoin or something else? You had any experience there?
well, does Monopoly money count?
Unfortunately not. And if you wish to try to buy the Big Mac with your Monopoly money, good luck. Put it on TikTok. I'm sure you get a few follows. So ultimately, we have a team that has had years of experience doing mining a variety of coins, including Bitcoin. They are very, very familiar to the point of we consider this an expert in the industry versus you, Vince, and me as well, are complete novices. Put a miner in my hand and it will not work very well, if at all. Okay, so outside of all the the technical details, what you get with your $300 is a team of experts who are doing that work for you. And in the same way that in so many areas of life, you go to the experts to get it done, right? And we all have specialty in certain areas. We have the team that will deliver and is delivering on mining rewards. So I think ultimately that is the reason why $300 is such a phenomenal investment, because you're buying quality, and you're buying consistency, and you're buying outstanding value that will just keep paying out. Once you've got that $300 back in your bank, which won't take too long, you're going to continue to be growing and earning Bitcoin, Litecoin, and the other coins that we are mining.
So Gary, you're Sparky, right?
Yeah, I've been called that a time or two.
All right. So why can't I just plug this damn thing in at home and just start mining? I mean, yeah, it might cost me a little extra on the power rate, but why can't I just plug it in and just have at it?
Well, you know, I will say I will go back to power rate because you know, I'll just use it here an example. I know where I live, it's hydro powered. Um, Personally, I'm about 8 cents a kilowatt hour, and I want to say where I live, it's probably the second or third cheapest power in the United States, and I would have a hard time being profitable myself if I just plugged it in and let it mine. So your power rates are going to be huge. Outside of that, you're looking at all your rig setup, getting it set up in your house, the noise, the heat, um, getting it hooked up, getting all your setup through blockchain, getting your coins going through. I mean, there's a lot of work behind the scenes, other than just getting your miner in the mail and then going and plugging it in. There's a little more effort behind that. Uh, so and that's what I'm saying. That's the good thing about the project. You know, you're coming in, you're investing, you're setting it and forgetting it. Yep. You know, just like a chia pet. Put some water on top of that thing and let it grow. Walk away.
Chia. Oh man, Stabba, I see you with your hand up, my man. Go for it.
You know, I just wanted to say that from my perspective, when I first heard about Dogface and Zeno, was my attraction was my bucket list. I've always wanted to be a miner, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So at the end of the day, I was never going to be one. So it gave me an opportunity to be part of something that was my dream from a young age, even though I'm old now. But yeah, so it's a no-brainer that to be part of something like this, that I've lost the monetary side of it and just sitting back now and just gaining from it, because at the end of the day, it's a wish come true. So I can now say to my people out there, my mates and that sort of thing, that I'm actually, well, kind of like I am a miner. I'm part of a mining crew. So it steps me up in my own profile and manner. And the other thing I want to just touch on too is that, you know, with the team offering, you know, the support to the community, we all following. Well, I know I am as well as we're heavily invested into this group, and shows to everyone that we're actually are looking at the future. And then for the gains to go forward, where the executive team are talking into XRP, BTC, core ordinals, you know, that's showing massive support from the team and for the founders above.
I like that too.
Okay.
That is amazing. I consider myself pretty tech savvy. I mean, you almost have to be a little tech savvy as you start on this journey into crypto, right? With learning MetaMask and wallet addresses and stuff like that. And I think even for myself, being pretty tech savvy, I found myself being a little intimidated getting into the mining aspect, right? So what I'm hearing from you guys is that when it comes to problem solving, we are checking off box after box after box of things that somebody who knows the value of mining would want to even get into. We're checking off all those boxes and they get to sit back and just chill. We do all the heavy lifting, right? So I think that's a beautiful thing when we start looking at people can put their money into all kinds of things out there. But where are you going to take a $300 investment, turn it into 50K, and not even have to learn the tech, not even have to do any of the wiring, not have to do any of the maintenance, not have to do any of the upkeep, not have to pay a power bill on top of that? Check, 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 check.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's like anyone could go out there and you could buy yourself a $3,000 machine, right? You can go get it plugged in, etc. You get all the little things figured out to where you can call yourself a miner. But let's think about longevity of that machine and the maintenance behind it. So at best, if you're getting 4 or 5 years out of your machine, on an air cooled system, okay, yeah, I can see that. Uh, Anything past that? So let's look at that. So Bitmain, for example, they're always coming out with new equipment. So before long, your $3,000 investment just got outdated, and now your machine isn't as power efficient, isn't pushing out the terahash that it was when you first bought it, and now you're having to upgrade your system, right? So that's going to be another, say, $3,500, right? So put that in perspective. If you spend $300 on a Xeno mining NFT, that $300 is going to be forever. I mean, if you look at it like that, it's this team, we're going to be running the machines. If one breaks down, malfunctions, we send it back, we get it worked on. After 3 to 5 years, if that machine is not workable anymore, we're purchasing a new machine and putting it right back on the rack. A lot of people, I don't think, are looking at that. Your $300 moves on and on and on. We don't, versus the fact that if you're going out and purchasing your own equipment.
Okay, Vince. Part A.
Yeah.
Buy a bit.
Part
A. Buy a Bitcoin miner, and then a month later, write a letter to your wife saying, "Sorry, you can't get your cat's gazebo ever." Number 2. Part B. Buy 10 Xenos, and in about a couple years, write a letter. Buy a cat. You got your cat's gazebo. Simple.
all she wants is a catio. That's it. Well, I think the value in what we're doing speaks for itself. When we start looking at the challenges that somebody's going to have that wants to get into mining, and we haven't even really touched on the fact that if you look at what's going on in the economy, right? How am I going to put my money to work for me to continue to grow it, right? Again, we can work so many hours in a day and earn income, but how am I going to increase my earnings? What am I going to do that? I have to have a system in place in order to do that. So I either have to make some investments or I've got to have some kind of business plan in place that's going to create income for me, either through sales or something like that I do not have to work 24/7 for, right? That's the only way I can increase or multiply myself, is to create or have a system in place that my money continues to work for me. And how am I going to do that? Well, investing is one way, or I can invest in things that pay me a dividend. And that's essentially kind of what we're creating, right? We got a business structure in place where somebody can come and invest a $300 investment and continue to earn on that around the clock in perpetuity. I don't think it gets too much easier than that, right? Because I don't know what else you can go and spend $300 on that's going to continue to pay you over and 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 over again. All right.
Yeah, and Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Matter of fact, it's probably just gonna, my personal beliefs is gonna get more and more expensive. The price is just gonna go up higher and higher and higher.
And as Stava said, once we start selling the XRPs and we start getting rewards as XRPs in perpetuity, and
Jesus, I just want to take a little bit of a smile
and
off my face because at the end of the day, the missus made some smoked fish. And fuck, I don't know if she was trying to knock me off or my buddy Zeno because fuck, I couldn't talk because I had a bloody fish bone stuck to my bloody throat.
Don't be choking on the fish, my friend. Come on.
We're throwing everybody a bone right here. That's the advantage, right? Now we're seeing a shift in the market, right? You're seeing a shift in the sentiment coming from the people in power, right? And this is, we've had a little bit of discussion with this, and this is something that you're used to. Right? We're shift in the market now, where more and more regulation is becoming a hot around regulation. The ETFs coming, right? This means that we already know if you're mining crypto, especially Bitcoin, you're getting it cheaper than spot price. As the market starts to go up and ETFs come in, you saw what happened with Bitcoin price jump with that ETF fake listing on the DTCC, the ticker symbol. Trillions of dollars to come into the market, right? Pensions, retirement funds, 401ks, looking for another safe haven. Now this Bitcoin narrative of Bitcoin becoming this safer haven than the US dollar starting to shift. I think this next 2 years is going to be mind blowing at what happens with digital currencies. And I don't know, Fleece, if you would like to touch on that and get into a little bit deeper over the market sentiment overall, because I feel like having that really takes and makes that journey that we're on to this 50K even more exciting, because I think it's going to end up being more than that.
Yeah, it's very interesting, man. Just been checking with a lot of different indicators. I mean, people are saying that the bull run is literally just starting to kick off now. So if you have a look out, we're coming up to April is when the halving is. It's generally around this time that you start to see the build. So it's been a long, hard grind through this bear market, and but there's hell of a lot to be excited about. Just been sitting here listening to you guys talk about it. Yeah, it's very exciting. I think when you look at where Bitcoin's going and what's happening in the world, we're literally teetering on the edge of World War III, which is pretty crazy. Having a look at what's happening in Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine. So all of these, I think, macroeconomic factors as well are going to come into play and really see an acceleration of adoption of crypto, because inflation, I don't know what it's like in your guys' country at the moment, but it's absolutely killing people. So people are looking for this hedge with crypto. Yeah, just a summary of what you guys have been talking about. Essentially, what we're getting access here to is commercial grade, the highest possible tier crypto mining facilities and capabilities at wholesale price. There's nowhere else you can go out into the market and get access to what we are providing. Even if you go and invest on the stock market with big crypto mining facilities with tens of thousands of miners, they are not using the technology and efficiency that we are, because they've already scaled up. But what you're also buying into is, as we scale this product, obviously as we get bigger and bigger, we get more buying power, we get cheaper power, we get increased prices on NFTs. So those who are coming in early are going to see not only the crypto rewards, but you're going to see the increase in network effect benefit you greatly. And that's always been the benefit in crypto of getting in early. But I'm fucking excited. It's important to think medium to long term in crypto, like think cycle to cycle. That's what I truly believe. We were talking about this the other day. Vince. It's like, yeah, we've all got our DGN allocation and our what we're doing with our DGN money, but as far as like laying a really solid base for your financial future, there needs to be that portion of your portfolio that is stacking for like 5-10 years. And we believe that we've put together a really fucking solid plan for everybody, and we know we have. So yeah, I'm excited, Vince.
Yeah, I want everybody to kind of understand that,
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
the hard work has been done. Like what is going to set us apart from other crypto projects that are mining out there, right? There's other proof of work mining projects out there. And I think what we've really done is done some really smart research. We have decided to diversify the portfolio. Look, where you're getting access to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, Cadena, and eventually we'll look at Nervos as well and adding those Nervos miners. But again, smart money is going to diversify, to have more than one horse in the race, right? So I think that we've done this very intelligently by creating this diversity, and having, obviously, Bitcoin is going to be this, the language of the store of value, right? So why not have something that you can continue to stack this store of value as an asset for a long-term holds, right? Or at least look to take profits when it looks like it's hitting its new all-time high, and potentially taking a little bit of your profits, because we know the market, what goes up must come down. What goes down must go up, right? So it's cyclical in nature, as Fleece was talking about. But I think that helps to set us apart and create this nice, unique ecosystem that we have here. Is we've approached it from the standpoint of, we know that diversity is going to be a good answer, because some of these altcoins are going to do even greater percentages of returns than, say, Bitcoin, right? Potentially. Not only that, there's no overhead here besides our power cost, right? We've all the capital expenditures have done. We've cash for the machines. We're not operating, from a deficit like some of these other projects that have launched at times where miner prices were higher. All right. And they're stuck. If they're only mining a singular currency, they are stuck into that niche and at the mercy of whatever that particular token does. Even if we have Bitcoin does great and say Bitcoin and Doge aren't really popping off yet, that's great. We still have revenue coming in that we're able to capitalize off of. Right. So we're doing this from a very intelligent standpoint to not only help our community, but us as the team and holders. We have a very vested interest in seeing this overall project do very, very well for ourselves. Right. And that's I think the beauty of it too. It's not just us running a project, and trying to make some money. It's no, we're in the same boat as our community. We all want to have some financial freedom, some financial stability from digital assets. I know for one that, I do not want to continue to grind 8-10 hours a day, every single day of my life at a job working for somebody else. All right. That's not what I want to do. I want to be able to have a little bit more financial freedom. And the only way to do that is, like I was talking about earlier, you have to have some type of passive income streams, either through investments or businesses that are creating this ongoing income for you. That's called leverage. Need leverage to do that. All right. That's my soapbox. I'm going to pass the mic over. Who take it over?
It was an awesome one, bro. It was an awesome one. Yeah, I like it, and particularly in a time looking in this. I mean, I'm 45 now, retirement age. By the time we get there, probably it's going to be 67, probably 70 by the time we get to those ages. I have very little faith in my government and how they manage money. They've shown consistently that they mismanage money. If you happen to be coming into retirement during this downturn, well, you just fucked yourself and lost a lot, because you put faith in, a government superannuation plan. So, like, if that's cool, like most people have got that going. I think you Americans have got your 401k going and the equivalent. I would not have that as my retirement plan and insurance policy for what, how I want to create generational wealth for my future, I'd be looking for something different. And that is going back to the basics of Kiyosaki, it's buying assets. What are assets? Assets are things that generate money. So rather than, and this is exactly what this is, as opposed to a lot of NFTs out there on the market that we know about, vibes NFTs, culture NFTs. They're literally worth absolutely jack shit. If our, theoretically, I was listening to someone talk about, Elon was talking about this, right? Oh, like the NFT is just an image. Well, what if IPFS shut down and the image wasn't there? Well, for most NFT projects, if the image disappeared and the culture and the vibes or whatever disappeared, they'd be absolutely screwed. In this project, the image is cool because it's a way that we can rep our team, but your ownership and fractionalized ownership belongs on the blockchain. It doesn't belong to an image. It belongs to the blockchain and your fractionalized part in this project. So we're totally fucking different from most projects. I mean, you have a look at this debacle that's happening with Trade AI at the moment around algo bots and trading, and a lot of communities got their money tied up. We get a bit of money tied up in there as well. Most of these projects are completely fucked because they've got nothing other than what they had at Trade AI. Trade AI is like a tiny, small part of what we had to go at with our diversified fund. We have a super rock solid fucking model here, and I think that's what excites me the most, is the foundation of what we built, team wise, but product wise, the product stacks up.
Utility.
Yeah, I'd like to also throw out there too with that Trade AI, is we did that in the community as a DAO. We took a community vote before we decided to put any funds through. That wasn't just purely a team decision. That was a community vote. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Live by the sword, die by the sword. And, on that, I mean, for those who haven't heard, it is looking like there is a positive response coming, and that we will get our deposits back. The cool thing is we did recycle our funds a bunch of times, so there will be profits attached to that. Maybe we could just do a quick update on that. There is a entity called UA3, which is a separate entity. They're a third party. They've now gone in. They've met with Trade AI. They're establishing a new entity based out of Dubai, and from all indications, deposits are safe, right? And that's cool. That's great. But yeah, I stand by it. That's just a small part of what we do, and this is the example of how powerful our community is. And maybe for people who are sort of on the outside and not quite privy to what we're doing, we have various teams within what we do, and we have our mining team, which is Gary and Aaron. We have our content team, our collab team, our events team. But what we've also been engaging in through these teams and through the community is now we're starting to study this technology. Like when I see technology and people are doing something, I'm not going to just okay, cool, let's bury our head in the sand and continue to utilize this third-party tool that's been a little bit unreliable. It's like, no, let's go out, do a deep dive, see what else is available in the market, and even start to learn this shit ourselves, because we're on a 5 to 10 year plan here. And I've seen the talent and capabilities of people within the network, like Leo, and Leo's a fucking beast. But Leo's already gone out and done the Trading Pairs Chat GPT course, which we released to the community yesterday. So I'm really this team is going to become so much more. We're getting smarter in crypto and everything we do every day, and it's exciting as fuck.
I agree 100%. That's the thing is, let's not be complacent. Let's not be complacent on the learning. Let's not be complacent on the building. And we have continued to execute on that, right? So, from the standpoint of building and looking to even now go cross chain to other ecosystems, right? To expand our reach. Again, that diversification across chains, we know that there's some tribalism out there. So let's not worry about trying to convince anybody to do anything like coming to ETH chain. Let's just go meet them where they're at, right? Let's go to XRP. Let's go to other chains that we know there's some strong communities there that are going to want exposure to the utility that we're able to bring. And I think that that's as people are looking for projects to put their money into, that yeah, they want more than maybe just a pretty PFP and a charity-led project, and those are great. I'm not saying anything that negative about that, but I think at some point people were going to want more, right? They're going to want more utility. What am I really putting my money into? What is the team behind that company, that business? How likely are they to succeed? Um, oh God, what was the big investor? He stopped investing into stocks, started investing into companies. He wanted to see who the leadership were behind them, what experience they had, what were they building, and I think that becomes a huge thing. If you look at just like what we're talking about, say with XRP. You look at Ripple, look at the leadership in the business structure. What have they accomplished? What are they doing, right? They're continuing, even during this lawsuit, they continue to expand their business outside of the United States. That's a team that's freaking grinding against a major hurdle that they're fighting on one front, but yet continue to be successful outside of the US by gaining more market share, more business underneath their belt, right? So you start looking at people who have ran businesses. Do they know what it takes to build a successful business? Fleece has done that, right? He's done it through a couple different avenues, right? Education, right? Into continuing his education as well. That leadership that comes from those of us who are on the team that have been in the military, know what military runs like. We run it, we get shit done, right? Those are the people that you want to invest in because they're working and they do it day in and day out and it gets done.
It's very true, man. Yeah, I mean, the Ethereum space, we've been here now for a couple of years. I'll be brutally honest. There's not that many smart people operating in, I guess, from in this ecosystem. We feel like having done probably close to 200 AMAs, having networked widely, we feel like we've spoken to most of them, and most of you are in this space right now. Like, there's smart money here, guys who are thinking medium long term. We're a bit of a fish out of water in the Ethereum space, and we've ground hard to establish our foothold and really build our reputation. But I do feel like we are very naturally aligned to the smart money that exists in different ecosystems. So we're not going to limit ourselves. I was just reading a little bit of stuff about XRP. So here's a little bit of data for you. So the average daily NFT transactions increased 12.7% from around 13,000 to 15,500. So with 50% of that dominance being new mints. Okay, average daily transactions, active addresses increased 17.6%. The XRP L continues to expand in a new direction with efforts on side chains. So there's a huge amount. Like, it's very, very interesting reading the history of XRP because they were developing smart contracts in 2013, and there were some guys from XRP who spoke to Vitalik, who was basically a Bitcoin dev at the time, and gave him a lot of the ideas around the smart contracts. But there is a huge amount of benefit with the smart contracts and XRP. It's a lot more, what would I call it? security focus. So, for example, people can't drop random NFTs to you at all. So you have to approve the receipt of NFTs. So there's a lot of discovery we're going through, but it's exciting times to be heading over to that chain, because what we will see, we know we'll see a flow and effect. Yeah, sure, we'll open out that market and we'll be an XRP, we're talking to them. But as they discover about us, they'll also learn about our Ethereum products. And the same will be as we head into the Bitcoin space as well. It's going to be exciting times for us.
Well, I really like the fact that you can be more secure with the receiving of products on XRP, right? Because I know from the beginning and learning, not necessarily the hard way, but learning from other folks that had been rugged of their wallets because they clicked on an NFT that had been sent to their wallet. Um, Unbeknownst to them, it drained them, so, there's a lot of the security stuff. And, I work hard for the money that I make. I want to know that when I buy something, it's going to continue to stay in my wallet. Somebody can't just yank it out of there without my permission, right? And that's unfortunately sometimes when people are clicking on bad links, you, unbeknownst to you, you're giving them permission and they're able to grab those assets from your wallet. So, that becomes a huge thing. And that's why I really like the fact that, there's a lot of people to be onboarded into the Web3 space, but we have to then teach them the security aspect of it. But when a blockchain makes it easier to be more secure and not have that happen to you, it certainly makes the transition into Web3 a lot easier for people to get behind and stay on board with, right? So.
Yeah, big time, man, and it's part of the culture of Dogface and Xenomine is we want to continually get smarter and improve. That's why we've put out the course of the month. As we head into these ecosystems, I mean, most people are very tribal; they stick to ETH or whatever. But we're going to go into XRP, and through that, everybody in our network and within our ecosystem is going to learn those tools and learn those products. That makes you a better, smarter investor. You understand an entire whole new ecosystem, whereas most of us stay like within our own little bubble. Yeah, I've really got a vision and a strong vision where I see our guys becoming high level analysts. Like that's what you need to be to make it in crypto is train yourself to be a high level. Essentially, you're like almost like some sort of bush fucking economist / technical analyst, and you have to really dig deep to get a good understanding. And it's important because exactly what you're saying, Vince. We're looking to protect our capital.
You have to in order to keep it growing, right? I mean, if you keep getting, for the lack of better terms, rug pulled, and starting all over from scratch again, it becomes mentally draining, So I think for us to be able to provide the education and continue to upskill our community, even the team, to make them better, learn more. And that's the beautiful thing about coming on board and being part of the team, right? There are asks that we upskill, we continue to learn and grow. If you're not learning and growing, you're dying, right? It's like a tree. So you plant the roots, get the education, continue to learn, continue to grow. I think we're going to see a huge amount of development in this space overall. There's a ton going on, developers constantly building, and new things. And I think that with the vision of constantly looking at, okay, what is the market doing? What's the next thing that the market's going to do in the next 3 to 5 years? Um, we have to be able to look and pivot with that, right? So I think that's a big part of why we need to have funds in place, the DAO, in order to look at other investment opportunities, right? To continue to build this as a true investment portfolio for our community. Staba, I see you with your hand up.
Jesus. Yeah, no, I just wanted to say on to back to where you were saying about investment and security side of things. The one thing that the attraction for myself and for the ongoing attraction is it's run like a business, dog face, you can go in and check out on the Discord. The founder, we're all that the whole team's doxed. There's the transparency is not just people say it's hard to find an NFT project that's got utility, not just a picture on there. But half the, like to me, half the NFT projects out there, you don't even know who the owners are, the founders, let alone. Um, so to me, it's like it's a 100% no-brainer that we're not hiding from nothing's been hidden, and everything's exposed, and it's just a solid investment.
Agreed. Nobody's hiding here. We're all doxed, fully audited, run like a business. All right. Well, we're coming up on an hour. Guys, we're looking at. Let's get into some of the mining. We know that the additional miners are already there, so that we'll be coming up. We have a couple that are returning from repairs. Once that's all at the new facility under one roof, we'll have 42 total miners online. That first payout went out October 1st. Next one is coming up on January 1st. Again, the addition of those other 32 miners in above and beyond what we paid out on the 10 that we had going for the month. If you don't have your Xeno yet, do yourself a favor. Click on the Xeno Mining PFP, hop in the Discord, read over the white paper, do your due diligence, ask some tough questions inside of our Discord. I guarantee that you will not be disappointed with what you see and what you read. It is impressive what we have done. It's impressive what we will continue to be doing. And we are doing nothing but delivering on what we said we are going to do. It's happening. Hop on the train, come along with us, enjoy the ride. You won't be disappointed. Any of the other speakers, anything that you want to touch on as we start to get close to wrapping up this journey of taking our community from 300 to 50K?
Sorry, Gary.
Oh, go ahead, brother. I'll catch up after you. You got it.
Oh yeah. Now, I was just going to say that thanks to Fleece for the first of his bringing this to NFT and the vision that's turning into reality. Because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. And just thanks to being part of the team. I came as an investor, and now I'm part of the team. But I'm still an investor, and I'm still going to be bullish on it. So just cheers, everyone.
Go ahead, Gary.
Awesome, brother. Yeah. I'm looking down into the crowd here, and I see a lot of folks that are investors with us. So I just wanted to put out there that going along with what you said, Vince, on our payouts, we'll be having 42 machines on our payout come January 1st, minus any other miners we put online. With that being said, whether you hold one Xeno or 100, everyone's payouts are gonna be determined by how many machines we get up and running, right? So, of course, the 42 machines are going to be, of course, giving out more of a return than the 10 from the initial payout. I would just like to ask everyone in here, word of mouth goes a long ways. Not everyone could jump into a space and listen in. So we'd all appreciate it. If you guys could, retweet the tweets that you see come out from Zeno. Talk to your friends and family about us. Yeah, and if you hold one, or 10, like I said, everyone's returns are going to be dependent on how many mining machines we have going. So the more miners, the more mints that we get kicked off equals the more mining machines that we're able to put online and start hashing. And therefore, that turns out to be more of a profit potential for everyone's payouts. So just keep that in mind. And please just retweet out any tweets you see coming from Zeno. And yeah, just let's talk about us. It's if people are having questions that you don't feel comfortable answering, have them jump into our Discord. There's always someone in the voice channel. We always have mods sitting in there, and yeah, we're happy to talk. So yeah, thank you.
Space Traveler here. Been a great conversation tonight. And let's remember that when you invest with Xeno Mining and Dogface Labs, everyone wins. Okay, this is not someone who gets in earlier somehow has more advantage. You hold a Xeno, you're going to be getting a payout, and we get payouts consistently across all the holders as well. So that's the first point, and I love that about this project. Secondly, we have not mentioned this tonight, but we make it easy to purchase. For those folks that don't know anything about cryptocurrencies and how to do all that kind of gobbledygook stuff, which at least it is to them, you can purchase by credit card. And I think this is a underplayed value proposition that you're talking to your family, your friends, that you can assist them onboarding to Web3, getting a piece of the action that is going to change their financial lives, and most likely they hold a credit card. So you can help them change their financial future. And I think that is also a very exciting proposition for you to grab hold of with both hands. Thanks.
Thank you, Space. I appreciate that. That's a good point. A lot of thought has been put into making the barriers to entry very easy to overcome, right? So, and I know several people in the community have done that with some friends that are really unfamiliar but wanted passive rewards from cryptocurrencies and exposure to that. And didn't really understand what a MetaMask was, but they were able to set their friends up with it. Their friends were able to just onboard with a credit card and then get their access to a Xeno, right? So again, we have the support inside Discord to help anybody that needs assistance on that journey to making that happen, because we certainly don't want to see anybody left behind. I don't want to hear 6 months down the road somebody says, "Man, I should have just done it when I was thinking about it." Yeah, you should have, right? Because it's never too late, right, to get started, but you got to get started at some point, right? I'm gonna let anybody else kind of throw anything else out there. I had last thing I kind of wanted to touch on before we do wrap up today. But does any of these speakers up on the that are up here have anything else that they want to chime in with before I touch on this last point?
Looks like Mr. C's just raised his hand.
Go for it, Mr. C's. You got the mic.
Hi guys, I just walked into my house, so I just wanted to say something a wise man once told me: with great power cost comes great responsibility. So, and I'm glad we have the team that's being super responsible with all of that, and yeah, just proud to be a part of everything going forward. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. C's. Yeah, that's being responsible is that one of the reasons why we chose to stay within the United States and keep our assets within the borders of the U.S., right? Because we know that we could have easily said, you know what, let's just go somewhere else where we can get an even better power rate, but at what risk to the assets that we're purchasing on behalf of our community, right? I mean, I think, again, this goes down to the team being heavily involved and invested in here, just like the community is. We don't want to see that investment at risk. So we kept it here in the U.S. could that have cut into potential profits a little bit? I'm okay with it having the security of knowing that what we're investing in is going to be here today, tomorrow, 6 months from now, and 2, 3, 5 years from now as well. So I think that decision to stay in the U.S. was by far one of the best decisions that we have made as a team to keep our assets under control where we can actually see them and get to them. Instead of being, hours away by playing and not having maybe the security that we would be having. So, anybody else have anything they want to
Yeah,
pipe with? And then I'll pass it over to Fleece to kind of bring anything up before my last final point.
yeah. I just want to jump in there and say too that with everyone listening here, like Vince was just saying, there's some countries that are offering 3 cent power, and I just want to throw out there that the executive team, they know what's available here in the United States, and 3 cent power is possible, and that's something that they've been looking at too, and it is a reality for even being in the borders of the United States. So that's it's always doable and it's available. So it's a potential that we have available to us down the road. So you know, like Fleece always pushes and Paul and the folks on the executive team, it's like we're always getting better. We're always reaching out, talking to new people. Um, all the opportunities, there's a lot of opportunities out there, and I will be the first one to say that 3 cent power is available, and it's something that's being looked at, and it's down the road, but we're trying to get better and better every day, and we are. Thank you, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited for the XRP Army NFT to activate.
Yeah, I think that's going to be huge for us. All right, Fleece, is there anything that you would like to look to close us out with as far as like anything else that you want to chat about?
No, we're all good, mate. Another great, community get together. It's really cool to see all the familiar faces, and we're sticking tight, and we're really going to see the payoff, which is awesome. We've all grounded out. I feel like everyone here, just seeing all the names and faces, we're going to be really good friends. Super excited for what's coming.
All right, good. Your Starlink, we're kind of broke up there a little bit, so I'm glad you were able to make it back with us. Yeah, I want to share just real quickly one last point, that we really haven't touched on today, but I saw a video of a fellow veteran that was absolutely broken and upset by a system that was not able to support him. The ability of what we're building here and being able to give back to our fellow veterans um, is one that's going to bring a lot of reward, not just from a monetary standpoint, but giving back to fellow human beings. It was sad to watch that video and what he had been through, and the fact that what we are going to be able to achieve with what we're building here to make a difference in the real world with veterans who need assistance uh, is by far going to be the greatest reward that we're going to be able to do. All right. Money's great, but what are we doing with that money? And we're going to be able to make a difference. Right. So I think that we are by far going to be the next biggest project to make an impact, not only in the crypto sphere, all right, the NFT sphere, all right, by what we're building and going cross chains, but what we're able to actually do in the real world with the money that we're able to put to work. So hats off to the team, hats off to the community that's here and supportive. We appreciate you. And again, the simple retweets, the sharing of posts, help us get that reach out there. Tell folks about us. Help us guide them into the system here as far as what we're going to be able to do to assist them with creating some ongoing income. And together, well, this train will keep running, and we all end up that finish line together. I can't wait to be able to spend more time in the real life, in the real world with some of you guys. You guys have become much more of a family to me than anything. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for a great space, guys. I appreciate all the speakers coming up and sharing. Thank you again, Fleece. Appreciate this opportunity to continue to grow and be forward thinking in this Web3 space. Appreciate you guys. That's all from me. I think we'll go ahead and look to wrap it up here. I'll give a quick second. Anybody wants to chime in with anything else, you got a quick second to grab the mic, and then we'll look to close out the space.
I'm good. Let's see some mints. Let's do it. Let's get her done.
Let's fucking moon.
350K, baby. It's happening. Come join us. Click on the Xeno Mining PFP, hop in Discord. Come check us out. We'd love to see you in there. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who tuned in today. We'll look forward to seeing and chatting some more inside Discord. Thank you.